My name's Michael Sullivan. I also go by Vector Soldier on social media, where I post my work. I'm majoring in collaborative design. I started off majoring in audio production. I'm actually a returning student. I already graduated with a BS in biochemistry. However, after working in that field for quite some time, it wasn't as exciting as I wanted it to be, and I just have too much artistic blood in my body. So I went back to school, specifically for music, but I kind of got distracted by everything the school had to offer, so I just kind of dipped my hands into a little bit of every jar. When coming to the school, I kind of learned music production on my own, and I took a class to become a DJ, and I have a mentor for my photo and video work. I owe a lot to him for where I am right now with photo and video. And I got into digital art recently. I still need to polish that up. And I also have some 3D modeling skills, but that's probably my least useful skill right now. I do also enjoy like playing piano and DJing and producing music. I feel like those are the most rewarding talents that I have, and I think there's no better feeling for me, at least, of just the feeling of like my heart racing at like 160 beats per minute of like right before like performing like some kind of musical event for somebody. Like it's so different from like just making a song and producing it to like actually performing it for somebody. Like there's something very special and personal about live performance. I just remembered like thinking for like so long that all my heroes are like video game composers, but I don't have like the skills or the talents to be one. and so I always thought that it was just like some high up dream that I could never achieve. But then what happened was COVID happened. And so there was like a point where I wasn't going into work because of COVID. Like we were quarantined, and then that's when school was quarantined as well. And then there was like finally I had like some time to like reflect. Like I always had like the thought I should go back to school for music, but then it was at that point where I was under the context of like, well, if I could realistically die, I think this would be a good thing to die for, because like I always like imagined myself like if I don't get good at piano before I die, like that would be the one regret that I would have, kind of a thing, and I always knew that. Then I saw more people and they were broadcasting like their live performances of their bands and like their visual VJ like shows like in their room, and they have like a setup where they would show like a projector screen and then like just like these really trippy like effects behind them, and they were like, this is what they did. They were throwing shows just for free because like everybody's spirits were so down, and like Porter Robinson like made like Something Comforting and Get Your Wish, and all these like songs they all came around the time of like COVID, and they were all very much about how depressed he is to be a shut-in making music, because it's so like a lot of it was just imagery of like him being trapped in his like room in a cycle, and he would never be able to achieve like a mentally healthy mind state until he finally went outside, but he wasn't like granted that permission to do so because of COVID. And so like seeing stuff like that, it like gave me a lot of hope, where I think what he did was so noble, of like during this like crisis where everybody's like under like severe distress, he dedicated his life to kind of like being like, there's like imagery of him as like a martyr for his cause, where he would die for like the idea of like saving people who were depressed through his music. And then I was just like, that's like the most incredible thing that I've ever seen. I want to like live that dream of his too, so that his dream doesn't die once his time is over.